All right, now what I want to do is use my eyeballs to figure out what's going on all these Slate snares, just like we did on a kick on a different video. And let's see here. Pay attention to both the spectrograph so we can see kind of frequency response, but also sustain sustain and frequency response at the same time. And let's also look at Voxengo span to see what kind of frequency response we're looking at here. And I've noticed a few trends. Okay, we'll just start with whatever's up right here. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit and turn off the monitors. Okay, okay, that one's probably the exception of the rule. Let's never mind. And I got some Zeppelins. Okay. Okay, I'll kind of skip around. Here's Tommy Lee stuff. Okay. Okay, here's what I've noticed. Now, within reason, almost all of these are fairly flat in frequency response compared to the snares I'm recording, which are all over the place. They look all comb filtered and screwed up. Now they will vary quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, but they're closer to that line. Every single one of these drums, no matter what its character, is a little closer to that line, or very much closer to that line than anything I'm getting without EQ and processing and all that business in my tiny little dead room. Now I can see. Like, okay, there's definitely some wavering in there. I don't know if I can hold that. I don't know how to work a span very well. But maybe I'll click on it. Damn. All right, anyway. But you can see that if you watch that, it's mostly a square. Ignore the little tiny whatevers. See, mostly a square. And that has a little more variation. Here's a Black Album snare drum. As expected, quite a bit more top end, but mostly a square. And here's the other thing I've noticed that's hardcore. None of these have anything going on under 200 hertz, or very little. None of them have any 100 hertz energy at all. And I think that's a big clue to these snare drums here. Check this out. Okay, here's a Chili Pepper one. See, nothing under 200 to speak of. Kind of sort of a square. That one's quite a bit brighter. Some of the earlier Chili Pepper type sounding stuff. And so lots of upper mid stuff, but no low end and mostly square. Now this guy, he has a little more a peak at 200 or so. See there. He's one of the first that had any real variation. And what I noticed about that one is it sounded a little bit more, if you're a rock guy and you imagine what the perfect snare drum is, that right there sounds a little bit vintagey. I'm not even sure who Dan is or what that snare is supposed to be. But the more vintagey, the more natural, the more not as super duper expensive. I don't know what you want to call this, but if you're a rock guy, you're going to like, say, the Dream Theater snare probably. And it's a square. And maybe a little bit of scoopage at 6 to 800, but Green Day. Let's see that. Hair natural. You're hearing that natural and that's always in that 250 type of range. See there. Same kind of thing, but kind of sort of a rectangle. I keep on saying square. I should say rectangle, but Snare Jim. I don't know who drummer's named Jim. Probably 1,000. But a rectangle with another 200 hertz boost. So what we're seeing here, once again, is even frequency response for the most part. I mean, obviously we're going to have variation because this is a real instrument being sampled and stuff, but they've either tuned it or they've done their trickeries so that they can get a relatively even deal. And so if a stereo has some strange, dip at 3K, they're not relying entirely on 3K to get that. The other frequencies that the stereo will come through. So this is a big deal, I think, for us guys looking to get better snare drums in our place. Is maybe we should try high passing up to about 200 and try to EQ or whatever we have to do, tune it to get that even response more or less. All right, guys, check it out. Thanks. Bye.